Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is just going to be a simple conversation about, are you on track with your financial plan? Are you off track? Did you fall short? Did you go above and beyond in your expectations that you had when you first started your savings challenge or your new financial plan for the year? Um, I think the most encouraging thing I can tell people is to continue to fight. Be that fighter that has that discipline to say, you know what, I'm going to save or I'm going to accomplish this financial goal no matter what's thrown at me. And I say that because I think we all go through that in life, right? We all go through the ups and downs and the peaks and valleys and the ebbs and flows of our financial picture. And to get through that, you have to have that drive and determination to say, you know what, I'm going to get through this or I'm going to accomplish this. And when you have that drive and determination, you'd be surprised at how you can find avenues and possibilities and different things to navigate through and around issues or whatever you may have that you feel like is standing in your way. I always say that I'm very blessed versus lucky because God has blessed me in a tremendous way that I have been able to build in a time where things are very expensive and things are very costly. And I've also had to be smart during that process. I've had to be smart with money. I've had to be smart with my savings plan, my savings challenge. I've had to say no, which is a very big part of that, whether it was something I wanted or something that people wanted from me, or maybe it was me hanging out, or maybe it was a gathering, or maybe it was friends, or maybe it was family. It really didn't matter. I've had to learn to say no through the years. And that has allowed me to stay focused on what was important. Financial wellness is a big part of your life, man. It's so important, especially as you get older and you get into your 40s, of where you're headed financially. Um, you have to be careful, and I've always talk with people about this. You have to be careful and protect your coin, um, meaning you have to be very private and very cautious about what you have, how much you have, what you have coming in. Don't allow the world to see that. Don't allow the world to benefit from that. You and your family should benefit from that. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a very private person. I like to play around and joke around, and I like my savings challenge. I like, doing that every week, but I would never talk about big financial purchases or things that I've accomplished in a large scale or anything. I think that part of my life has to remain private. And that has always given me a sense of security and protection, because even doing the savings challenges can sometimes be an issue because people see those challenges as a way to say, okay, this guy has this saved, let me ask. And they don't care about the discipline you put in behind it. They don't care about how much, focus you had in building it. They just feel like they're entitled. And they come from everywhere and come from nowhere. I've always said this, you know, and this is the type of, deal I put myself on when I started really paying attention to money. If any action I take, any place I go to, any person I hang out with, if that is going to affect my ability to stay on schedule financially, then the answer is no. If it's not, then sure, I don't mind hanging out. Now, and obviously, there's other variables that play into that. But if I'm comfortable hanging out with friends or family or whatever it is, and it's not going to affect my plan, sure, I'm gonna hang out. But if I feel like it's going to affect my plan, then I'm not. And again, that's a difficult conversation to have because you end up, spending a lot of time by yourself. You end up not always being a part of things. But that was okay with me because it allowed me to do other things like travel to Europe several times and do the things that I really wanted to do. Being engaged to be married is a big part of my life. It's the focal point of my life as well as God. God first, but it plays a big role because we are building for something special and we are focusing on things that we really want to build from. So I couldn't put myself in a situation even thinking. I couldn't be that naive even thinking that I could scatter myself over here, but not pay attention to what I'm doing over here. So, I encourage everyone to pay close attention to your coin. Pay close attention to what you make, where it's going. I can't give advice on a financial plan for you to use, but I can say that the way I did it was I looked at a lot of different people's financial situations that were open about it. I've had open conversations with them. And I took the good that I saw in those plans and I developed my own plan that seemed to work for me. There's so much information out there, so many classes, so many different avenues you can take, people you can go to. I don't go to anybody, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I tended to have these conversations for years. And when I was in a position to put myself in the plan that I did, that allowed me to become more aware of where my money was going financially and caring about, what I was spending it on, and keeping track of what I was spending it on. Um, there was a guy that I knew once that told me, if you can cook for one, you can cook for two. And then, it was very similar to what my mom always was saying, that live for one, not for two. And what I mean by that is build your income, build your family lifestyle so that you live comfortably without depending on something. And that's a difficult conversation to have because it may seem like, oh, I can do it all by myself. Sometimes that's the smart way to go about it, because what you want to do is you want to have an extra income coming in that you don't have to look at as in to pay your bills, and I think that's very important too. So I kind of took a little bit of that and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like I said, there's some YouTube followers I followed, like Tess Wicks and Gerald Fan, and some people that have done very well with their savings challenges that has allowed me to do well with mine. So, hey, everybody, keep up with your financial challenges. Stay tuned for next week's financial challenge. Again, I encourage everybody to keep your head above water, to stay positive, to stay focused. Again, put God first and stay in faith and stay in prayer. The world we live in is very expensive. It's getting even more expensive, and we have to keep fighting. We have to be fighters, and we have to be encouragers for our families and for our friends so that we all can get there together. So everybody stay positive. Peace.